Monday and I guess it's day 3. Yesterday we ended up having quite a nice walk. The main plan for this week is to go see some doctors. I recently had a lot of dental work done and now figuring out if potentially I need to reduce orthodontic treatment. I've seen 3 doctors so far in France and they all gave me a different analysis. Very diverse opinions, and as long as I'm in the US, I figured that this could be a good opportunity to get more opinions. So today we're going to one orthodontist, and that's going to be the main, let's say, task for the day, and then probably go test one more restaurant. Office is really nice. This is my first experience with American healthcare, but definitely very different from French. They explain more. I mean, I don't know if this depends on the clinics too, but they explain way more and generally give you more information. We'll see how diverging it is from the recommendation we got in France. So briefly about the appointment. It felt like people know what they're doing, but they also expect like a very quick decision. And it felt a little too fast. Like my second appointment about Invisalign, and it's like scan, quick check on the computer, and it says, oh, you're a good candidate, and then from there on they just want you to commit. And psychologically it feels like they didn't give it enough thought and analysis for me to be convinced that they're offering the best solution, and they took into consideration all my past complications and all of that. I mean, I think it might be psychological, but this is sort of things that reassure me to take a decision, and I never feel comfortable taking a decision on the spot. So yeah, we reserve the right to decide later, and tomorrow we have one more doctor to see, and then we have a general dentist this week as well. Right now we are gonna take a nice break at a restaurant and get some comfort food. This like passageway, but they had a indication in the beginning. Let's see where it is. Do you see it? Oh, here it is. Ta-da!
Do you want any?
Chicken dumplings.
Chicken dumplings.
The small one. Yeah.
Do you want a chicken broth with them?
Sure.
Broth, sure.
Let's try with the broth. So we just ordered. We got dumplings with a broth and the cabbage roast. And well, Kevin haven't tried yet. And we'll see if we get some desserts after. Perfect. Yesterday we had the first orthodontist visit, and today is the second one. Just a city walk, doctor appointment, coffee or a quick lunch in the city, and an apartment tour tomorrow. So on the way to the orthodontist number 2. This is another first appointment free thing, so we'll see what it yields. But yeah, this is definitely a difference because you don't have this in France. So in France you usually pay for appointments, and here it feels like when they offer a free appointment up front, they want you to commit quite quickly. At least it was experience from yesterday, but we'll see if it's different. And they put the full-on Christmas decorations up. What is it known for? You know?
It's sort of the center of the city.
Yeah.
It's one of the oldest parts. I think this is where the city started during the
Okay, so it has a Christmas tree among the palms,
skaters.
which as I probably mentioned before, it's like, to me, the weirdest thing is to have the Christmas tree among the palms. But it's perks of living in the center. When you run the errands, you can still do visiting. Voila, Christmas tree and blue sky. on our way to a restaurant in Chinatown, and actually while we were waiting for the doctor, we had an interesting discussion with an assistant doctor who was living and working here for 24 years and kind of came at the best possible time in the past 10 years, as it turns out, because there's this APEC conference, and so they cleaned the city quite a bit, but also they sort of addressed a homelessness problem that is well known and kind of big in San Francisco. And so we're now walking in Chinatown, and we're walking uphill, so we'll see how fit I am. And so usually Chinatown is not supposed to be as nice, and it's our third evening here, and like the first time we walked, I was like, oh, that's nice, it's clean, it's pretty. I don't know if it will hold, but it's still clean and pretty now, and we decided to kind of make the most of it and go to a restaurant in Chinatown. We also were nearby, and yeah, just to show you. So it's pretty nice. And the restaurant where we're going, we actually have been there in the first evening when I came, and I quite liked it. And being very hungry, it was like the first thing that came to mind. So we already have our, like, what do you call it, like habits or favorites.
We're locals.
Like locals, yeah. This building is, but we're locals. It's a pretty building.
It's a Ritz-Carlton.
Oh, okay, pretty building. But what it used to be, I mean, it's not a new build, right?
I don't know, Ritz-Carlton's an old brand.
But this is a pretty building too.
Oh wow. Look at all the cops up here.
Oh wow.
We have to go that way.
I think they let pedestrians, it's probably for the cars. Yeah, and so you're gonna see the amount of the police at this corner. Maybe there's a demonstration too or something, no?
I have no clue.
We have the same waiters that know us.
This guy, he was our guy last time. Do you
No.
remember us?
Yeah, how you been?
This was our second time in this restaurant, and the experience was just as amazing as the first time. So if you're in San Francisco, it's a definite recommendation. Go to Mr. Juice and order some of their pak choy and the pancake. These were our favorites, and we're gonna call it a night. See you tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, and I promised to do a quick apartment tour. We're right now at the entrance, so it's just the door behind me, and this is like the main living area, which is doubling as a kitchen. But the kitchen is good size, minimalistic finishings, white and wood, which is good. And then there is a huge fridge, which is one of the things that is very off-putting for me in the US in general, is just how big the fridges are. And like, not only how wide it is, it's probably like 30 centimeters wider, at least as a regular European fridge, but then also like how deep it is. And so what I think is really ugly is like that it sticks out of the wall. And frankly, like us, we don't need that much space for the food. But it's good to have it, and it's working well. Then this is sort of the main area. Backdrop tile is very neutral, it's just this gray tone, and it does what it's supposed to do. And then in terms of appliances, we've got a toaster that we never used, and the boiler. We also got a coffee machine, but this didn't come with the apartment, it's actually something we bought. And we're just staying here for a month, but we figured that having this one, which was like $500 in a second hand, still makes sense, considering how many coffees we drink a day. And it's always nice to have coffee at home when it's good coffee. Then there is a oven, and oh, the fan was working. Yeah, so there is an oven. Again, to me personally, it's oversized. I can fit twice in here. And then there is a microwave, the size of European microwave. fits in this middle section, including controls. And then another thing I've never seen before, and I've never seen in Europe, is the controls for the fan that is underneath the microwave are actually on the microwave, which is weird again to me personally. I don't know if it's a common thing in the US. And one last appliance is the dishwasher that is right here. And then when it comes to the cabinets, they're like pretty standard, and all the dishes also came with a rental. So it's kind of move-in ready, and they even put some of the soaps and dishwasher tablets, so the things you need for the, like I would say, first week of living. Moving to the opposite side, this is the living room, and it has a big couch. We have a desk right there. Didn't get much use, but it stores all the equipment, cameras, computers, and it's probably the messiest part of this room. And then opposite the couch we have a TV and the internet box. It's pretty minimalistic. The furniture is probably not my favorite. Nice and functional, but it doesn't feel very high-end or design. It's still like good for a short-term stay, but if we stayed here for longer, I would probably prefer to replace it or have my own furniture. And then it's also nice to have plants everywhere, but these plants are fake. And so to kind of balance it out, I put some real flowers. The last piece, they have some decorations, which actually I don't mind that much. They kind of fill in the room, which is nice. And I think the size of this room, it's hard to tell, but I think it's like 50 square meters, which is about 500 square feet. And then the next thing that is the washer dryer, which I've learned is not a common thing, so we are lucky to have it. And this is a 2-bedroom apartment, so going through the corridor we get into the bedroom number 1. It's a good size, and the bedrooms are basically the same size. There is a closet, which is fairly good size, I would say. It's a little messy, but you can see. Again, for European, this is a weird layout for the closet. We usually don't have this kind of rails. And me personally, I prefer when there is more shelf space and more of like IKEA dresser style closets, but it's good to have enough room, and it also closes off completely and you can put your luggage, which is also very convenient. And you'll see this is what I did in the second bedroom. And just right across we have a bathroom. This has a bathtub, which is very confusing to me because it's very low and very short, so when I take a bath I feel like I'm sitting on the floor. In the shower heads, this is very typical for the US and very inconvenient. Like, it sticks out of the wall and you don't have much flexibility, and when you just want to like wash your hair, which I usually do, there is no way to do it without getting a full body shower. I'm sort of moving backwards. This is a bedroom number 2, which is our main bedroom. And so this is sort of a master, I would say, because it has the bathroom directly in the room. So again, bed, a couple of paintings, bedside tables, and then the closet here is bigger, and this is the one I'm using. So yeah, this one is kind of a walk-in closet, same kind of rails, but it can fit more space, and I'm actually using my bag as a part of a shelving. The second bathroom would go directly from the bedroom. It has a shower, and this shower is actually, I quite like that it has the full glass wall and not the curtain. And then it has a vanity, pretty standard, storage, and 3 drawers and enough counter space. And it has a sliding door or a pocket door, which is usually not my favorite for the soundproofing, but as it's just 2 of us, it works. The thing I actually love about it is how much sunlight it gets. We don't have the best view. It's kind of looks out to sort of the construction side, I would say, and it's floor-to-ceiling windows. Right now they're shaded. It has a lot of sunlight, and we actually sometimes get too much when it's a sunny day, and if it's like full day sun, it can get pretty warm in the apartment. But at the day, like today, when it's overcast, it's like a perfect weather. And for the most part, it's also pretty quiet. So the only bothering thing here, I would say, are the garbage trucks that pass in the middle of the night, and they would wake me up every time. This apartment we rented fully furnished. It's a company called Zeus. They specialize in short-term rentals, fully furnished apartments. We had everything, all the furniture, towels, linens, dishes. Basically, it's move-in ready. We got it at a discounted rate. I think it was around 4,000, but I will double check and post the number here. I'm pretty sure if we had rented it unfurnished, it would have been at least 30% less. It's not the central, but it's 10-minute walk from the Union Square. We have a lot of natural light, and the building itself has a lot of amenities. Specifically, like we have a doorman, we have this sort of entrance area, and then there is also a working space on this mezzanine floor, and it's really comfortable, especially when we need to work and we don't want to go out. So this is great. Then there is also a package locker, which is pretty convenient. There is a parking. We don't have a car, but actually they offer this on-demand Tesla rental service, which is not from the building, but it's in partnership with the building. And we tested it last weekend, and it was really practical for, I would say, hourly rate. If it's for a day, it's quite expensive, like $200 a day. You can definitely find cheaper options. But it's very convenient because it's right in the building. They also have a gym. It's on like underground floor. I didn't use it yet, but I hope to do it next week. And then the best part of all of them in it is a rooftop. It's really nice. I barely seen anybody there. It doesn't have like the iconic views, but it has quite a lot of space, and it's still like quite open, and it gets a lot of sunlight. The downside is that we have a sort of a construction site without a construction, but it's sort of like this like yard with graffitis. It's not a bothering, it's just like not the most picturesque. All in all, we're pretty happy about the apartment. It's a good location. It's not like I would say the prettiest surrounding, but it's a good building. It's technically SOMA, so financial district is another 10-15 minutes, and it's probably like 30 to Marina, Chinatown, where we usually go for restaurants. So right now I'm gonna kind of go to one of the coffee locations, but just before that I'm gonna show you the rooftop. This is basically the view. We have mountains in the distance over there, which is pretty nice, and then here you have this sort of view to the other side of the city, and there you have a financial district view with Salesforce Tower, and then the sitting area. There's like little fireplace, then barbecue, another barbecue. This side is definitely the one I prefer. It's overcast today, but usually it's pretty sunny and nice, and so this is the exit. That's it, and it's fairly big. I haven't seen the sol yet. I've been here for a few times, and it's pretty nice. It's like a fresh air right in the building, and we're gonna enjoy fresh air a little bit more now and go to get some coffee. This is a place, it's called Holbrook House. Last time we passed by, I really loved it. The design is like super open, and it's in the middle of this area. I just love the skyscrapers. Love this place, and so people just like sit here and hang out. super cool and it's like in the middle of these skyscrapers. The restaurant itself is on the left and I think I'm gonna go try what they have to eat. Ordered matcha latte. I wasn't in the mood for coffee because I had a couple today already, and I really love the design. It's pretty empty right now. I guess they're more like dinner lunch place, and just to show you, it's like their long bar, and where I'm sitting is like this. So yeah, waiting for my matcha latte. We'll tell you if it's good or bad. The matcha was pretty good. It wasn't probably the best I've ever tried, but it worth the visit. And before I could film this, I realized I was late for dinner, so here's some photos instead. I decided to go test one of the restaurants for dinner. It's Hawaiian food, and I found it on Michelin guide. It's not a Michelin star. But it looked really tasty and it was just like 20-minute walk, and they're open at 5, which it is almost. Ta-da! Hello! Thank you. Hi! We don't have a reservation, but we would like to eat.
2 people for, we don't have any tables, but we definitely have room at the bar.
Okay, sure.
Okay, wonderful. And then let me set it up for you real quick.
About 5 and 6.
It's like a whole line. It's like
Sounds good. Thank you. Okay, we've got a bar table, which I guess when you don't have a reservation is
we're good at bar tables.
Oh, this looks yummy. Thank you. Dish number 1 is tuna poke. It's really good.
I've got our local halibut sashimi here.
You are very
The
fast.
fish is cured in kombu for 24 hours, served in an aromatic ponzu, little coconut milk, turmeric, serrano, lime, ginger, fish sauce. On top you've got some threads of purple daikon, or royal scarlet grape relish, some burnt macadamia, and shiso. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm impressed by the speed of the dishes coming out. So it's been like, what, 3 minutes and 3 dishes? But let's try this. It's really good. I ordered the dessert, I thought it's going to be like a small ball of mochi. And this is what it is. It looks like more like a creme brulee and it has coconut custard. It explains the price, but we'll see if we can finish it. Oh wow, it's actually quite dense.
Yes, it is a mochi. It's like a bowl of mochi.
It's like a rice pudding.
Your mom's mochi is like serious.
It's not my mom. it is our owner's mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the recipe.
Oh
Well,
wow.
why didn't they just name it after her?
Because she's a mom. What is it like?
It is. I mean, it's like a rice pudding.
Yeah, it's like a rice pudding that's very chewy. And it has a vanilla taste. This restaurant was nice. I don't know if I would recommend it for a repeated visit, but it's definitely a good restaurant, especially if you're into Hawaiian food. So we're Thursday and today's the last appointment for the doctors, and it's sunny weather today, so we're gonna go to the area and just check out some of the coffee shops. Well, just one coffee shop before we have an appointment, and tomorrow I will share my impressions of San Francisco, first week in, and off we go. Oh, hello. There's Christmas here.
Go.
That's it.
We came a little too early to the dentist and we found an ice cream shop on the way. Oh, it's so tasty. So this footage jumped from ice cream to the restaurant, and I figured I would fill in some blanks. So we went to the dentist, but obviously it was quite uneventful and I didn't do any footage. But as we were in the area, I found this cool restaurant that we wanted to check out. So. So we said that the special is different. They have white truffle pasta, which we like white truffle, and then this ravioli carbonara looked good too. It's cream and egg yolk filled ravioli. But yeah, let's ask about this too, I guess. So we ordered their special because truffle was too tempting, even though I wasn't convinced about the spaghetti, but they said it's a spaghetti made in house, so I think it's going to be good. And then the second one, it's carbonara ravioli, which sounds interesting. I've never tried carbonara ravioli. And then there was this other dish which was very interesting. Breadcrumbs with parmesan and egg yolk, and then they cut it into pasta. And he said it was covered with a mushroom sauce. And he also said that nobody does it in California except for here, so if you come for something special, then there is no truffles on the menu. You should definitely try this. Oh, and chef also came out and we got a free focaccia on him, which is a nice gesture. So we get to try 3 different things from this restaurant. Truffle pasta, and it's white truffle, and it's so good. Okay, so it's not peeled. A restaurant named Ciccino, and it's delicious. You can't go wrong with any menu items. It's Friday, and so it makes the 1 full week in San Francisco. And as I promised, I just wanted to sum up and share my first impressions of what it's like to live here. 2 things. I think I was very lucky at the time when I came, 2 days before this big conference called APEC. We currently live in SOMA, which is South of Market, and it's very close to the financial district where you have all these offices of big companies. And this area is not usually the nicest one. I've learned from people that, like, I don't know, months ago it was much less pleasant and you had way more homeless. But because there's the main area where the conference is located, they made sure there is less homeless, the streets are cleaner, there's no garbage. So this kind of skewed my impressions of this area because I quite liked it. I felt like it's nice to walk around. It didn't feel neither deserted nor like dirty, which I was warned about. I was also very lucky with the weather. This week was unusually warm. A local lady at the restaurant told us this is not how the weather usually is in this time of the year. It's been sunny almost every day. There was some overcast, but it's not windy, cold that people say San Francisco usually is. And the third disclaimer, I can work from anywhere, so I don't necessarily have the same impression of somebody who would have a permanent residence here and then commute to work. All this said, I'd say the first week I quite liked the city. I find there is quite a lot of things to do and explore. I like the architecture. It has a little bit of a New York vibe in Financial District and in SOMA. And then in areas like Marina, Richmond, Sunset, you have Victorian architecture, hills going up and down. It gives a very unique appearance to the city. And then we found a great number of amazing restaurants, coffee shops, and in general just the places where you would enjoy hanging out. Now, would I feel like living in the city for long term? This is still a question mark. If I were to live here, I would probably pay more attention to where we get the apartment because I like to be able to walk to places. Financial District / SOMA, this is like more of an office area, and since COVID, people come to offices less. A lot of buildings you can see for lease or closed. businesses and offices got vacated, and so it feels somewhat deserted compared to other areas. The transportation is a tricky part. It's sort of walkable, but not all the way. So New York, even though it's like spread out, I walked there most of the time. Here you can, but depends on where you live. It might be a bit more challenging or take you longer. At the same time, I didn't feel like Los Angeles, where you drive to places. So it's kind of between the two. We might just be in the wrong location to really appreciate the city. This area doesn't feel cozy. So I think spending more time in some of the other areas might give different impression. The ones we quite liked was the Marina. We got to go there for a few times, and it definitely feels much different than Financial District. It feels cozier and you have more restaurants, so it has more of a neighborhood feel. The third part of the restaurants, we were trying to hit some of the Michelin star restaurants and then more of a popular, trendy local recommendations. And we found quite a few. Again, yesterday we had this amazing Italian, cannot recommend it enough. Definitely restaurants, you can find plenty of delicious options. Other places where we went briefly, but I would like to go more and explore, Richmond and Sunset. So those are the areas that are by the beach and by the Golden Gate Park. The big advantage there is that you have this huge park at your footstep, and then you get to the beach, which is a very nice beach. So the plan for the next 2 weeks is to go explore a bit more. Today's Friday, and we decided to take advantage of being by the sea. And so we are taking a road trip to Cambria, and we've been there 2 years ago, and I really loved it. It's like this cozy coastal town. It's 3.5-hour drive. So this is a plan for the weekend, and I will show more of the places where we're going, where we're eating, where we're staying, and the tips for when you potentially visit Cambria. See you in our road trip.